Roughly 50 people vandalized property, including Metro trains, early yesterday morning. LAPD officers were lined up in riot gear, fired rubber bullets after multiple warnings to clear this area. No one was hurt, but several businesses and Metro trains were damaged. There were no arrests.
So they trashed their own community, they burned down local businesses, and they destroyed a lot of low-income people's means of being able to get transportation to work and back. But no arrests because, well, California. Y'all ain't tired of all of this yet? I am so glad that my family moved me out of there long before it became whatever the hell it is now. Not that Oregon is a whole lot better, but at least I live in the middle of nowhere and I got cameras. I'll see you coming from a mile away. But I lived for 10 years in a state where we just don't have those types of problems because the cops will come in and they'll actually do something because they're armed with laws where they can actually arrest people and they lock them up. And you might be wondering, how do I get that where I live? Because I too want to be able to live in peace. You stop voting.
Putain, t'es con quoi? C'est bon.
Donc il va y avoir des blessés, c'est pas comme ça, je ne pourrais pas te venir.
Oh, arrêtez de pousser. On est pacifistes.
Monsieur la matraque. C'est quoi ça, c'est passé?
The immigrants coming in.
The problem with the immigrants coming in is they're undocumented and illegal. The Irish people can't afford these undocumented male. There's no women, there's no children, it's just men. And then we have also the economic migrants coming in as well. We can't afford it. We have nowhere to put them. The Irish people have nowhere to live.
Well, I mean, many people would say that it's a racist thought, etc., to be saying that. Is it?
No, it's definitely not. We have lots and lots of people here, diverse from everywhere in the world. There's no problem with those people. They have jobs, they come, they work, they make their whole life here. What we're talking about is unvetted, undocumented male migrants between 20 and 35 years of age. There's nothing for them to do. There's nowhere for them to go. They're going to be put in tents at the moment, and it's costing us millions per day for the ones who are in hotels. Our own people have nowhere to live. Our own people are on the street.
From the very beginning, the politicians, California politicians, the mayor of Los Angeles, our governor, have completely failed in that nothing was happening in the beginning. It was allowed to spiral out of control, and then they have created this narrative that completely defies facts and a timeline that we know happened. And this is, they keep calling it a peaceful protest, mostly peaceful, whatever they want to call it. But the reality is that law enforcement officers are being attacked, property is being destroyed, and it is out of control violence that really they're trying to deny for political gain.
Converging at the same time here. I want to show you this one that's coming from the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is the jail that is run by the federal government, the county and the federal government downtown in downtown LA. It's converging with this protest that's coming over here. Scott Killian, why don't you walk with me? Chris, what happened here today in Los Angeles, I think, is the worst nightmare for so many people who live here. You know, Los Angeles is a largely so-called minority-majority city. There are just as many people of color here as there are white people. And in fact, 10% of the population of Los Angeles County, come with me, which is one of the largest counties, the largest by population in the United States, is undocumented. There could be as many as 1 million undocumented people who live here in Los Angeles. And what you saw today, and what all of these people are protesting, is large-scale immigration enforcement raids. What you're looking at on the left-hand side of your screen is this protest from the sky. The helicopters are directly above me. You saw, I'm sorry for the noise, but you saw tactical officers on things like Bearcat vehicles, flashbang grenades on the city streets of Los Angeles, which largely felt like, as some people described in local media, that the military was on the streets of Los Angeles. Historically, the Los Angeles Police Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. But when you have got ICE in Los Angeles showing up reportedly at Home Depot, where many undocumented people go to get work as day laborers, you know the National Day Laborer Organizing Network well. Many of those people responded in the wake of the fires here in Los Angeles. When you've got ICE showing up outside of places like schools, it quite literally is striking fear into the heart of people all throughout this community. And it is, I think it's fair to say, the worst fear of so many people here who live in Los Angeles and who have heard President Trump threaten that they would do this. But when this day comes on a Friday morning that stretches into a Friday afternoon, people in Los Angeles are mobilizing.
White nations!
White nations!
Now we start the deportation!
Now we start the deportation!
White nations!
White nations!
Closed borders!
Closed borders!
Now we start the deportation!
Now we start the deportation!
You're right, gentlemen.
Throwing bricks at the police.
Dishwashers, gardeners, day laborers, and seamstresses. That's just weakness masquerading as strength. Donald Trump's government isn't protecting our communities. They're traumatizing our communities. This past weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids in and around Los Angeles. Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets, illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public safety. He federalized another 2,000 Guard members. He deployed more than 700 active U.S. Marines. California will keep fighting. It will keep fighting on behalf of our people, all of our people.
That would warrant his arrest. What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
A crime has he committed?
Yeah, to warrant his arrest, as you
I think his
earlier.
primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job.
In 2020, when you were talking about unrest in American cities, you said, quote, "We have to go by the laws. We can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor." What changed now? Why is this situation different to not consult with Governor Newsom about this?
Well, the biggest change from that statement is we have an incompetent governor. So I talked about governors, but I didn't talk about he's an incompetent governor. Look at the job he's doing in California. He's destroying one of our great states. And if I didn't get involved, if we didn't bring the Guard in, and we would bring more in if we needed it, because we have to.
To me yesterday, he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Lay your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Lay your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom. But it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived.